Hello and welcome to my channel. For those of you who don't know me yet, my name is Lexi Jong, and here I like to talk about luxury makeup and occasionally some luxury skincare as well. And today we are going to be discussing a few of my favorite face masks. What are some things that I like to use to really increase the moisture in my skin, particularly during the colder, drier months? And today's video is in collaboration with my really good friend here on YouTube, Sean from SeanKBeauty. If you have been following me for a while, you may have heard me talk about Sean before, but Sean is a biochemist and she brings the science to beauty. So she really goes into detail about the ingredients in an item and why they use specific ingredients, especially when a product has something more controversial like alcohol. Well, why is alcohol necessary for this particular formula? What does it do? Is it good or is it bad that it's in there? And she really goes into depth, kind of explaining all of that in a way that's easy for everyone to understand, whether you have a science background or not. So I absolutely love Sean and I love her channel. I follow her videos avidly and I'm very happy to have the opportunity to collaborate with her again today. And just a quick shout out, but for those of you who wear false eyelashes, Sean has just recently started a line carrying faux mink lashes and they look phenomenal. You may have seen them on some of the other YouTubers around. I don't really wear false lashes, so I haven't worn them. I may try them in the future just to kind of see what all the fuss is about, but with my uber sensitive eyes, I get very nervous about applying anything that close, which is why I also don't typically tight line or do anything in the waterline. But if you are somebody who loves lashes, these look incredible. So check them out. They're called Chandelier Lashes. I'll have the information down below in the description box as well. So I live in the DC metro area, and being in this particular area, we experience all 4 seasons. So during the summers, it gets really hot and humid, and then during the winters, it also gets very cold. We have some days with really cold winds. We've actually had, below 0 temperatures and so forth. So it gets very cold here. It can wreak havoc on my skin. So one of the things that I like to do is really layer on my skincare products at night to make sure that my skin stays hydrated without too much dryness. My skin is typically normal to slightly dry, and during the colder months, it definitely gets a little bit drier than it is the rest of the year. So right now, I do have a video up showing kind of what my daily morning routine is, and that's mostly Chantecaille products. And during the night, I've been using Trouvé products because they have a much thicker occlusive formula. So I can really kind of layer those on my face and they don't really sink into my skin. So I can go to sleep like that. But during the day, it doesn't really work out so well with applying makeup and so forth on me. And I think it's just that my skin doesn't need that much moisture during the day. So, some people can use it during the day. So I'm not saying that that line can't be used during the day under makeup. It just doesn't work for me. But there are still days when I want extra moisture or my skin's just looking kind of dull and not so bright. So today we're going to talk about some of my favorite products to use to kind of help resolve those issues. Now, there are 2 times when I typically do masks, and I am not the best person at masking. I try to aim for once a week, but realistically, it's once or twice a month. So what I do is on days when I am cleaning bathrooms, which, like a deep clean, not just a quick clean, but if I'm deep cleaning bathrooms, what I will do first is I will dampen my hair, towel dry it, and I put in the Olaplex hair mask. This is actually the number 3. It's the Hair Perfector. It's a bonding complex. So I basically comb this through my hair and I put my hair up in a bun and I leave it that way while I'm cleaning. While I'm cleaning, I also put on face masks. So we'll talk about those in a minute. The other time that I use masks is when I'm doing an overnight moisturizing treatment. So some of these masks you can actually leave on overnight more as a heavy duty moisturizer. So you would use less of it overnight, so you don't have like globs of product on your face. You're gonna kind of use it more as a heavy duty moisturizer, and you can leave that on overnight and it is a little bit more intensive than a typical nighttime moisturizer. So let's go ahead into a few of my favorite products. And first up, this is the Sisley Eye Contour Mask. So this, in my opinion, is a bargain because, I mean, this is an eye mask. This will last forever. So it says it actually has a 6-month shelf life. This is older than 6 months now at this point. So I can tell you, mine's still good. This is 30 milliliters and honestly, you can use this in place of an eye cream. So that's what makes it so good. This is the texture of it. It has a little bit of a scent, but it's not strong. And the scent is like a fresh scent, kind of like there's a little cucumber or something in there. And I'm not sure how easily you can see the color, but it's a very, very pale light green, almost white shade. And this you can actually just kind of dab on as an eye cream. And anytime I'm doing any sort of face mask, I put this on first before I put anything on the rest of my face, especially since certain face masks, mention, not getting close to the eyes. This kind of creates a little bit of a barrier there. So I'll put this all around the orbital bone and kind of leave it there. I also use this overnight frequently. So I'll put this on overnight. And I know some people use this just as their everyday moisturizer for their eyes, their everyday eye cream. So in that sense, it's actually a really good deal if you were to do it that way, because I believe this per ounce, this is less expensive than an eye cream from Sisley. Now on the back of this, the directions say to apply in a thick layer and then leave on for 10 minutes and then tissue it off without rinsing it away. Again, as I mentioned, if you actually look into this product in more detail, Sisley does also recommend being able to use this on overnight as a more heavy duty eye moisturizer. And what this mask does, this is the eye contour mask. For me, what it really does is depuff the under eye area, and it just kind of smooths out and hydrates the under eye skin. So it doesn't necessarily alleviate any dark circles. However, it makes them look a little bit better just because you don't have the accompanying puffiness and so forth with this. So I think it works great. My husband's eyes, they actually get really puffy underneath, and I make him put this on, and I think it makes a big difference. Now, keep in mind, any product like this, these are always going to be temporary results. So you put it on, it's going to be great for a little while, but the effects will wear off. This is also something that's really great to put on if you've got like an important night out or something like that. Not that anybody's really going to any of those right now, but if you are preparing for like a nice event out, this is something to do as makeup prep as well. One other thing I'd like to mention about this is I have not had any issues using this under makeup. So if you were to use this as an eye cream, I haven't had any issues with any of my items with this, causing separation or anything like that. So it has been compatible with everything that I typically wear. Let's move on to my other Sisley item, and that is the Hydra Flash Mask. And I never hear this one talked about, but it's actually my favorite Sisley mask. It's one of my favorite masks of all. And again, just like the eye mask, this one does recommend leaving it on for 10 minutes, then tissuing it off without rinsing. And it specifically says to avoid the eye contour area. So again, I think these pair very well because I'll put this on my eyes first, then I put this on the rest of my face. Now you can use this one overnight as well. And sometimes I do that. When I do that, again, I'll just use like a thinner layer more as a moisturizer. But for the most part, I use this one more when I am cleaning. So I'll put on a thicker layer, or if I'm taking like a bath or something like that, I'll put this on my face as well. And this mask is meant for dehydrated skin. And the idea is that the ingredients in here are supposed to promote moisture adhesion. So what that means is essentially it's attracting moisture to your skin, and it's increasing the sort of like the bonds that allow the moisture to stay on your skin so that you are no longer experiencing dull and dehydrated skin. And it does have beta hydroxy acids in here. And in my experience, I actually don't really think of this so much as moisturizing. It is moisturizing, but what I go for with this is the brightening effect. Anytime my skin is looking dull or tired, this mask really just kind of gives me an instant awakening effect. So my skin looks clearer and it just has a little bit more brightness to it. Anytime I have something important to go to, I always make sure to put this mask on the day before, the night before, so that my skin looks nice and well hydrated and so forth. So this is probably my favorite mask overall out of all of my masks that I've ever tried. Both of the Sisley masks are made in France. The next mask that I'm talking about, I don't currently have a full size of. I do have a couple sample sizes, so I've been using these up because honestly, I've been trying to kind of go through all my masks, use things up, and buy new supplies. So I'm going through these. These are some samples. This is the Chantecaille Jasmine and Lily Healing Mask, and I love this mask. And this is one that I wear overnight. So I'll put this on as a heavy duty moisturizer. I'll leave this on overnight. Sometimes I will also put this on, during the daytime as well, and then I'll use a thicker layer. And basically with this one, it's really hydrating and it's also supposed to have healing benefits for your skin. So whenever my skin's starting to feel a little tight and dry, I put on a thick layer of this and I just kind of go about with whatever I'm doing. So according to Chantecaille, this is a luxurious cooling mask infused with a delicious blend of purest jasmine and lily that are incredibly skin softening and nourishing. And it says to apply to the face, rest for 5 minutes, and then rinse off. It has a 12-month shelf life. And this is what the mask looks like. So you can see it actually looks like a moisturizer. It's just a little bit brighter white than most moisturizers, but look when you blend that out. So if I'm using it overnight, I put on a layer, kind of blend it out more like this. And then if I'm using it during the day, I put on a thick layer and kind of let my skin soak in as much of it as it can. So I use this mask for longer than 5 minutes. Obviously, if it's a day when I am cleaning, I will leave it on the entire time that I'm cleaning, then I jump in the shower. But in general, I'm gonna leave this mask on usually for at least 30 minutes before I take it off. Now, I forgot to show you what the Hydro Flash mask looks like. And again, they all kind of look like white moisturizers. But you can see that the texture on this is gonna be similar to the Chantecaille. The Chantecaille looks it's actually a little bit thinner, so it shears out a little bit more than the Sisley, but otherwise, they're pretty similar. Now, one of the things I really love about the Jasmine and Lily Healing Mask is the way that it feels on my skin. So as I mentioned, it says it's a luxurious cooling mask. Now I have to say, it's not like a super cooling mask, like if it had peppermint or something infused in it where you get all tingly. It's just cooling more like it feels like cool to the temperature when you put it on. So there's a slight cooling effect, but nothing major or uncomfortable. And I find that I really loved this mask a lot during the summer when my skin got a little bit dry from the sun, or, I didn't get any sunburns or anything like that. Actually, I didn't have any issues with too much sun exposure this year. But when my skin does get to that point and, it starts turning a little pink, this feels fantastic on it. And again, using this during the winter, I typically will wear this overnight just for a heavy duty moisturizer. The Chantecaille mask is made in Switzerland. So again, the Sisley were France. This one is Switzerland. And I have to say, I love all of these items, and together they all work to kind of keep my skin in good condition throughout the winter without any serious dryness issues. And I just find them to be fantastic. I hope you enjoyed my roundup of my favorite masks, and again, make sure you hop on over to Sean's channel so you can check out what her favorite masks are and why, and see some of the science behind the beauty. So I have her channel listed down below in the description box. And if you're here from Sean's channel, thank you so much for visiting, and please consider hitting that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when my next video pops up. And as always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you soon. Have a great day.